Have you ever felt drained after interacting with a certain individual? If so, you might have encountered one of the 20 types of toxic people we're about to explore. First, there's the energy vampire. This person constantly drains your positivity and enthusiasm with their negative attitude, leaving you feeling depleted and downcast. For instance, consider a coworker who's forever grumbling about their job, infecting the office environment with their constant complaints and pervasive negativity. They're the perfect representation of an energy vampire. Then, we have the drama queen or king, such as a friend who can turn a trivial argument into a full-blown feud. This individual thrives on creating drama and chaos in every situation, reveling in the upheaval they incite. A perfect example is a friend who always escalates minor issues, making mountains out of molehills, and turning innocuous situations into major problems. Following on, we encounter the manipulative narcissist. This individual skillfully wields charm and cunningness to dominate and utilize others for their own advantage. The world, in their perspective, revolves solely around them, and they won't hesitate to manipulate others to achieve their desires. Let's take, for instance, a person who lavishes praise on others, not out of genuine admiration, but as a sly tactic to get them to do his or her bidding. That is a classic demonstration of a manipulative narcissist. The chronic complainer is another toxic archetype. Think about that neighbor who's always unhappy with the neighborhood. It's too noisy, the kids play too close to his car, the garbage collection comes too early in the morning. They're never satisfied and tirelessly whine about everything, draining your energy with their relentless negativity. The Perpetual Victim is an individual who stubbornly refuses to take responsibility for their actions and consistently plays the victim card. Just like Mark, who perennially blames his colleague years for his failures, the perpetual victim is swift to assign blame, yet hesitant to engage in introspection or self-reflection. Let's consider a typical scenario. Meet Jane, a classmate notorious for her insatiable appetite for spreading rumors. She's the quintessential gossipmonger. Jane loves stirring the pot, sowing seeds of discord among friends by peddling half-truths and unfounded tales. Number 7, the toxic critic. This individual offers unsolicited criticism and judgment, tearing others down to boost their own ego. An example of this would be a demanding boss who always finds fault in your work, yet never provides constructive feedback for improvement. Their criticism isn't aimed at helping you grow, but rather, it serves to inflate their own sense of importance. The boundary violator disrespects your boundaries and personal space, making you feel uncomfortable and violated. For instance, consider a friend who always invades your personal space. They constantly stand too close or touch you without your consent. This is a clear example of a boundary violator. The next toxic personality is emotional blackmailer. Consider your romantic partner as an emotional blackmailer. They constantly employ guilt as a weapon, making you feel responsible for their happiness. You might hear statements like, "If you truly loved me, you would do this." Or, "You're the reason I'm unhappy because you can't do this one thing for me." They exploit your emotions, forcing you to act against your will and better judgment. The control freak imposes their will upon you, dictating the course of your life and making decisions on your behalf, without regard for your personal autonomy. Picture, for instance, a parent who obsessively controls every minute detail of their child's life, from what they wear to who they socialize with, leaving no room for the child's independent decision-making. Next, the jealous competitor, a colleague at work who can't stand your accomplishments. They cloak their envy with friendly smiles, but in reality, they're constantly plotting, trying to undermine or sabotage your success. The passive-aggressive manipulator, let's call him John, expresses hostility and resentment indirectly. Instead of openly expressing his displeasure about the dirty dishes in the sink, he might say something like, "I see, you've been too busy to clean up after yourself. Don't worry, I have plenty of time to take care of it." This subtle jab, wrapped in a backhanded compliment, is typical of a passive-aggressive manipulator. The user, say for instance a friend who only contacts you when they need something, takes advantage of your kindness and generosity without offering anything in return. A gaslighter operates by manipulating your perception of reality. For instance, consider a partner who subtly erodes your confidence by making you question your own memory or perception. Such a gaslighter can make you doubt your own thoughts, feelings, and experiences, effectually distorting your grasp on reality. Imagine this scenario. You have a friend. Let's call her Jane. Jane is what we term as the emotional drainer. Every time you meet her, she's always weighed down with problems and emotions, spilling her heart out to you. Yet, when you are in need of support, Jane is nowhere to be found. She constantly dumps her emotional baggage on you without reciprocating any support. A perfect example of a drama magnet is John. Like a magnet attracting iron, John seems to draw drama and conflict wherever he goes, leaving chaos in his wake. Whether it's a heated argument at work or a family dispute at a dinner table, John always finds himself in the center of conflicts. The toxic enabler, like a friend who constantly justifies their friend's poor conduct, fosters and promotes damaging actions. Instead of fostering an environment for positive change, they continuously make excuses for these destructive behaviors. The boundary pusher, for instance, could be a colleague at your workplace who constantly dismisses your workload limits and pressures you to accept additional tasks, putting you in situations you're not comfortable with. The fair weather friend is an interesting species. They only appear when they need something from you, but vanish without a trace when you are in need of support or friendship. Take, for instance, a friend who always seems to be around when the sun is shining, when you're throwing parties, or when everyone's spirits are high. But the moment you hit a rough patch, when the clouds gather, they are nowhere to be found. They're your good time buddies, not your through thick and thin companions. Finally, we introduce the self-centered egoist. Take, for instance, a person who always insists on choosing the movie on movie night, never considering others' preferences. This person consistently positions their own needs and desires above everyone else's, illustrating a striking lack of empathy or consideration for others. In sum, these 20 types of toxic people can drain your energy, manipulate your emotions, and disrespect your boundaries. Recognizing these patterns can help you protect your well-being and cultivate healthier relationships. Remember, you have the right to surround yourself with positivity and respect. Don't let the toxicity of others cloud your light. Did you find this video helpful? If so, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends to spread awareness about these toxic personality types. Let's help each other grow and maintain healthier relationships. Also, if you want to stay updated with more insightful content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications on our future videos. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and remember, you deserve respect and positivity in your life. Stay strong.